Sorry for that. It was network. So please, can we still hear me? Can you guys hear me? Mola, can you hear me? Oh, can't get any response. So I'd like to know if anyone can hear me now. Okay, please, I would like to know if anyone can hear me now.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. Let me see if we would have two more people to join us and then we proceed. Okay, welcome back, Samuel. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, very good. I think we're good to go. I'm very sorry that it was an unexpected occurrence. The network just went off. So I was trying to explain where JavaScript actually came from and why it is very, very important for the website. So I was talking about the brief history of JavaScript. So I started from, let me share my screen again. Please, can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So I started from the first browser that was ever made. That was Mosaic. And then Mac built that browser as a student, so just like a random project he was doing, and then he released it. Then afterwards, after school, he started with Netscape. So he built that browser too, and Netscape was dominating the market at that point. At that point, you already have Microsoft, and with their operating system, and there was no graphical user interface in post then. It was just operating systems with black and white monitors and all and stuff like that. So browsers were just dominating the market. People were just getting introduced to the concept of internet. So it went along to build Netscape, and Netscape started dominating, and there were wrong predictions about the future of tech, which is very, very sad, actually, because the dominant tech companies then were Yahoo. I know a lot of people will know Yahoo, and Microsoft. Microsoft too was dominant then. So Microsoft went along to create Internet Explorer. I mean, way that they officially stopped supporting Internet Explorer yesterday. Yeah, Microsoft stopped supporting Internet Explorer yesterday. So that's basically it. So the wrong prediction actually was, everybody thought we are going to move from the era of the operating system in quotes, and then we'll just need a system that can access the internet. So they thought browsers were going to replace operating systems. So now there's now this thing of the battle of the browsers. Many people will have, I think a lot of you should have seen it, that there's this battle between browsers nowadays, and then between Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera Mini, even Internet Explorer. And then there's a lot of banter against Internet Explorer because people believe it's slow and all, and doesn't have the functionalities that modern browsers have now. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So I was just talking about the battle of
hear you.
browsers. So Internet Explorer and Netscape became competitors. So, but Netscape now went a step ahead of them. At that point, we only have static websites. There was no way for users to interact with the website. It's just the website are just basically to display information. You could not create account or do anything with websites, then just basically to display information. So Netscape, the team at Netscape just decided that we should be able to have interactions with users and all like that. So before JavaScript, what we actually had was just static website, just like I said. So once you search for something, it goes along to the server, gets your info, just like this arrow says, gets your info and sends it back to the browser and displays it as a web page. So that was before JavaScript. But now Netscape now said, okay, let's have different actions on the screen. Let's have users interact with the website. So they hired a man called Brandon. So Brandon was the one who created JavaScript, and he did it in 10 days. But I think you guys you'll be laughing there. How can a man build JavaScript in 10 days? Please just follow me. So I call it the top hire of Netscape, because actually Brandon was not a worker at Netscape at that moment. They just hired him to build JavaScript so that they can have an edge over Microsoft on Internet Explorer. So, when he built JavaScript, he called the code Mocha. So, our Netscape now launched JavaScript with their Netscape Navigator 2.0. Netscape Navigator was the name of the browser in September 1995. So, the actual name they gave to it was LiveScript. So, they gave it LiveScript. It wasn't JavaScript at that moment. So, it was LiveScript. And the idea behind the LiveScript is you have a live action on your system, just like this GIF of Mario. You have live actions on your system, not just boring static pages. So it was only Netscape Navigator at that point that could support live script. That was the edge they were going, they wanted to have over Internet Explorer. So, but in 1995 December, they introduced Netscape Navigator Beta 3. So, and then they finally named it JavaScript. And why did they name it JavaScript? Many of you might have heard of the programming language Java. How many people have heard of Java before? How many people have heard of Java before?
I've heard of Java before.
Okay, very good. So, and you might think JavaScript and Java are related. They are not related in any way. The reason why it is called a script is because they want action to be happening on the website. So it's just like the script for a movie. So where we have probably what's this guy's name? Jason Statham and any other female actor. No, so we are making a high-end movie here where we have Jason Statham involved. So that's why they call it the script, because what they're actually trying to do is normally what HTML and CSS will do for your site is to display the whole information at once. So once you load the site, I'm coming. Let me see if I can see. Yeah. Okay. Let me go to this site to explain better. Yeah. Let me just go to google.com. Yeah. So once you go to a site like this, it just bring the information, just static. There's no action, there's no thing moving on the screen. But the reason why they named it a script is because what they probably did with the live script was to set a duration. Maybe when you enter the site, it will first display your name and display probably an information. So it's giving it duration. So it is like a script. So the first actor will say this, then the next actor will say this. So that was probably why they named it a script. And then Java was the thing that was reigning there. It was said that there was this company that changed its name from a very, very popular subject to another, and then they got $2.2 million increase in their network, I think, in 1 week. So they thought if we can use something trending, something very, very interesting in this particular world of tech, I think would go far. So that was why they named it JavaScript. So it is not related to Java at all. They are two different languages. So if you are looking for, we also have different versions and standardizations of JavaScript. I have a link here that would link to where you can read about them, because they are not really, really important. I just want to chip that in. So you would see different standardizations of Java. You can even read about the history of Java and the evolution of Java from this particular site. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat and on YouTube, so you can go through that by yourself. So let's just move straight into coding. Enough of the history and all about JavaScript. And another reason why JavaScript is very, very important is a lot of websites nowadays depend on the power of JavaScript. In fact, a lot of websites will not work if you don't have JavaScript, a browser that supports JavaScript. I hope you guys can hear me. For example, if you go to YouTube and you disable your JavaScript on your browser, you won't be able to access YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. So I can access YouTube. Let me see if I can disable the JavaScript of this browser. And let's see what will happen. Okay, let me move to settings. Trying to see where I can disable, if I can disable JavaScript of Chrome. Explain why JavaScript is very, very important. I don't think the internet will be able to survive. Yeah, this is it. So let me try to disable JavaScript. I've heard a lot of stories about YouTube not working if JavaScript is not allowed. If there is a browser that does not support JavaScript. So I've disabled it. Let me see if I can load YouTube again. Okay. I hope you guys can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Oh, we can't
No,
see your
sir.
screen, sir.
Okay, can you see it now? Can you see my screen?
Not yet. It's still loading.
Oh,
Not yet, sir.
After sharing, though, it's
Loading.
probably network. Let me know when you can see it. Can you see it now? Can you see it now?
It's still loading, sir.
Still loading.
Let me stop sharing and share again. Let me stop sharing and I'll share it again. Okay, let me just share. So, can you guys see my? Yeah, I need you guys to respond. Can you guys see my screen now?
No, not
No,
on my
sir.
hand.
It's still loading.
Oh, okay. Once you can see my screen, please just let me know. Because I will need you to see what I'm doing here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so I just want to help you see how JavaScript is very, very important to the world of the internet. A lot of websites support JavaScript now. Websites without JavaScript now, I don't think it is professional. So once you can see my screen, just let me know. Can you see now?
No, sir. It's not still showing.
Okay. Please hold on. You just let me know when you can see.
We can see it now. It's showing.
You can see it now. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I knew what happened. I knew what actually happened. The reason why you could not see Now, this is when you know the power of JavaScript. The reason why you not see is because it's the of my browser. I never knew it was going to do like that because I have not tried Zoom and disabling JavaScript before. So I disabled. Probably on your own, you can just go to your, probably if you are using Chrome, you can just go to settings and privacy and security, move to cookies, no, not cookies. Let me figure out where it is. Site settings. In site settings, you see, can you guys use my password is site can use JavaScript. Site that can use JavaScript, so you just don't allow JavaScript and try to load YouTube. YouTube would bring nothing. So that was basically what happened. It was because I disabled the JavaScript of the browser. Just trying to explain to us how it was. So that's the basic things we need to know about JavaScript before we continue. So let's just go straight into coding. I know you guys might have used different text editors, Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, and all. But I just want us to do some things on code. So can you guys see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So please just look closely at what I want to do here. So just like I said, that JavaScript is what you use to interact, what allows the user to interact with your website. So if you open your Chrome like so, and you right click, you see different menus available for you to check. So once you click inspect, you'll be able to inspect the elements and do a lot of things to the website. So you'll be able to inspect elements of the website, get the code, the HTML code for the website. And you guys see this of the site, you get HTML and the CSS. This is the HTML, this is the CSS for this particular page I'm in. So I'm coming, let me open YouTube. Okay. I hope you guys see what I'm doing. Yeah, this is YouTube now. Yeah. So just like I said, you right click and move down to inspect. So there are a lot of things you can do with this inspection that is there. So you can get the code for the website, both the JavaScript and the HTML. And at this side, you see the CSS code of the website. So then you can do it. I can actually change the website or YouTube to whatever I want. Let me see. I don't have to figure out what it is. Okay, this is YouTube. That's not it. Oh, this is the so I can't edit this test. But there are a lot of things you can do. You might see a lot of impossible things are posted on their status and on and they and all. So they came to expect the website and then they inspected the code and they just edited it and did a screenshot. So I hope you guys can hear me. Steve, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir, but we can't see what you're doing on YouTube.
We can't what I'm doing. Okay. You should be able to see. Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see it now? Can you see it? Can you guys hear me? Stephen, can you hear me? Stephen, can you hear me?
Hello?
Fumi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen now. I don't know why everybody left the class all of a sudden. I'm going to share my screen now. And please help me with the interaction of the class. So I want to know if you guys can see my screen. I'm going to share all of my screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
It's loading from my hand.
What did you say?
It's loading. It's loading.
Oh, it's loading. Okay.
Yeah, I can see it now.
You can see my screen now.
Yes, I can.
Okay, very good. So I was just basically trying to help us understand that JavaScript is the background of websites nowadays, even though it was not what they started with, but they have moved JavaScript to a point where the internet cannot survive without JavaScript. So, and basically what it does, just like I said, it helps users to interact with it. So I'm just going to type a simple line of JavaScript code just to explain that again. So I'm going to type alert. I'm going to explain the syntax of what I'm writing here.
Okay, sir.
I'm going to say my name is Covenant. So once I press enter, can you guys see this alert that is on top of this place? This one that
Yes, I
says
can.
www.youtube.com says my name is Covenant Ifeoluwa.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically the work of JavaScript, because you can't obviously use CSS to display an action. The only thing you can use CSS to do is to style whatever you want to do. So once you are done with probably coding your actions with JavaScript, you can now style with CSS. Are you with your system there?
It's in my system is not on presently.
Oh, okay.
Power down, yeah.
No worries. So this is basically what a basic example of what JavaScript do to your website. So if you want to do a quick practice, just come to, let me start from this part again so you can see. So once you're on any particular web page on your web browser, whatever browser you're using, just right click. You would always see inspect on whatever browser you're using. If it is Firefox, Chrome, Safari, or whatever, you always see inspect. So once you click on inspect, you'll be able to get all the code of the website, both the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript. But the way it works is that you will just see the JavaScript alongside with the HTML. But the CSS is obviously going to be separated according to each element. So if I'm to click on a particular thing here, let me click on this one, this SVG, be able to get the style of the SVG by the right here. I hope you guys can see where I'm scrolling.
Yes.
Yeah. So this, you can see how long the code for YouTube is so much. So that's what expect can do for you. There are a lot of things that you can do with expecting a web page. So, but the part where we're going to is that console today. So beside the element, you see console, and you probably get a lot of error messages like this or something. But if you don't get it, it's okay. So this is where you start to write your code. We are going to move to text editor very soon, but we need to do some few things here before we can move to text editors. So I just typed alert, and I'm going to explain what alert does now. And then I gave it a message. Alert is just like to alert the user. So once the user enters the website, you just alert the user. So I said alert, and then the message for the alert is my name is Covenant Ifeoluwa. And once I press enter, it will execute it. So probably you now want to tell your computer to give different alerts at the same time, but you can't move to another line. All you need to do is to hold shift down and press enter. So you'll be able to type another line, and you can say my name is Covenant Ifeoluwa. I'm a front-end developer. Once you press enter, you see that it would execute your code simultaneously. So I hope you guys can see what it did now.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Very, very good. So now let me go back to my slide. I have something about the explanation of what I did now. So yeah, just like I said, I wrote this code. I said alert, and I said alert is just to display a particular message to the user that comes to the site. And then we have the message, which is in a string format. I'm going to talk about that too. And then this semicolon at the back. So the syntax or the rule for JavaScript, and whenever you are learning a new programming language, just put it in mind that you are learning how to speak another language. So it's just basically like I'm learning to speak Spanish. There are few things that I have to learn to do or learn to say. There are few syntax that I have to learn while I'm doing that. For example, in English, there are words that have the same spelling but different pronunciation. There are words that have the same pronunciation but different spelling. So these are the syntax that I need to learn. So it's the same thing for programming languages. So you just keep that back of your mind. They are learning to speak to your computer in a different language. So we are now looking at JavaScript as a programming language, and one of the syntax is that we should have a closure at this place, which is this semicolon here. I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying. So yeah, and in JavaScript, we have what we call keywords too. Do you want to ask the question?
No.
Okay. But you got what I said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the code I wrote now. Okay. So this is the code I wrote here, and I just basically told us that I just display an info to the user. So the keyword in this code here is the alert. So JavaScript has different keywords. I'm coming. Let me just move to another tab and help you to see the different keywords we have in JavaScript. So we do not just have alert for JavaScript. We have a lot of keywords in which we have to get familiar with to be able to communicate with our computer with JavaScript. So we have a lot of keywords. We have constant, which you can see here, it says here is a keyword that denotes constant. We have different keywords that you need to learn. So we have constant, we have prompt, we have break, we have cache, we have class, we have if. You use if a lot, you use function a lot, you use var a lot. Var is the short form for variables. So you can just go through, just search on Google and try to see the different keywords and what they actually do in JavaScript. Hope we got that. Did we get that? Hello guys, can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay, very good. So you can go through the keywords and identifiers of JavaScript. I'm just using this one as a point of contact to the other ones. Yeah, so that's basically what you need to know about the alert keyword of JavaScript. So there are a lot of things you can do, but I want us to move to a particular part of this Chrome developer tools. Actually, we call this section that I'm in now the Chrome developer tools. Let me just take it away from here so you guys can see. Yeah, so I've removed it from here. You can see the full website. So I'm on the developer tools of this particular web page, or this particular website rather. So I can see different things that the developer has done for the website, and then there are few tools that I can use to be able to navigate myself around the website. Probably I'm a programmer and I want to create a clone or a lookalike of the website. So if you come to this particular site, you see a pathway that says sources. Can you guys see? A part that says sources here. So once you click on sources, you see another tab under sources that says page, file system, and there's this arrow. You can just click on this arrow and click on snippets. So this is where we'll basically be writing our JavaScript code for now. I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying. Fumi, did you get what I said? So for those that are following on YouTube, I think we should just continue because I don't know why people keep leaving the class and we at once. So I'm just going to explain what this alert is all about, and then we'll end the class for today. So we'll probably continue another time. So let me just share my screen again. Okay. Okay, Fumi, you're back.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was just trying to explain where we would be writing our code basically. So from console up here, I moved right to sources. Sources is right beside console on the tabs that are here. So I clicked on sources, and then you see a part. Once you get to sources, you see a lot of things like this. This is how it's going to look like. Let me go back. It's going to look like this. So, and then you have, this is how it's going to, you see page file system, and there is this arrow in front of it. So once you click on this arrow, you see a part that says override content scripts, and you see snippets. So just click on snippets, and then this is where we'll be writing basically our JavaScript code for now, before we move to test editors. So I'm going to create a new snippet now, and I'm going to call it covenant.js. So you can name it whatever thing you like, just like we do for our HTML and CSS, but just make it something that you can easily relate with, or something that someone who wants to read your code can easily relate with. So I wrote the alert before, and let's see if our snippet is okay. So let me just type my name in this place. Now, to run this code now, I just need to come right here. I'll just need to come down to this place where it says play or control enter. Once I click on it, you see the result of my code. Can you see it on the site? It says www.youtube.com says covenant, because that was what I asked the browser to give me. I hope we are getting it. So once we have once we have things like this, I think our snippet is working. So yeah, so there's something I want to introduce us to again, because you might want to ask your client or your user to sign up for a particular place on your website. You've done the structure of the HTML, you started with CSS, but you need a particular thing that would help you to store whatever you are getting from the user. And there are a lot of ways to do it. You can do it with, there are a lot of platforms for databases and backend. But with JavaScript too, we can store different things temporarily in the cache. So JavaScript does not have a particular database where it can store the info of a user. Probably you signed up for Facebook now, and then you typed your username and your password, your different details. JavaScript can only store those things temporarily on a place called a cache. Cache is C-A-C-H-E. So it will be stored on your browser. You can only store it temporarily. And why do we store it temporarily? Because there are times that we would need that particular information to react to the user. Now, let me show you what I mean. For example, if I want to receive, or if I want to collect an info from a user, I can just use the keyword prompt. So prompt is the keyword I'm going to use here. And then I'm going to ask the user to enter your name. So let me run this code. I'll come down here, or I'll press Control Enter. Okay, wait, there is a particular error here. Okay, I spelled prompt wrong. It is PORMPT. So let me see what is happening here. Okay, yeah, it's working now. Hope you guys can see it now.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I spelled prompt wrongly, and now this is the beauty of this whole thing. You can actually see what is going up on here. Now, when I spelled prompt wrongly, it says uncut reference error. PORPMC is not defined, meaning that JavaScript does not understand that particular word as a particular keyword. Just like I said before, that we have different keywords for that we can use in JavaScript, and they understand them. So, for example, if you have a dog, your dog would not possibly understand all there is to know in English. But if you have a dog, your dog can understand some particular keywords or some particular prompts. For example, you can tell your dog sit, can tell your dog cage, meaning it should go to the cage. So JavaScript might not fully understand everything in English, but there are some particular keywords that you can use to communicate with JavaScript. And the first one I taught us is alert. An alert is basically to display an information to the user that is not possibly in the HTML file. And then prompt is what I said now that you can use to ask the user for a particular information. Hope you guys are getting me.
Yes, we are.
Please, if you have any question, you can ask. You can just ask me to stop and go back. I will explain it. So prompt is to get information from the user. So I've told my web browser that, okay, prompt, which is to get information from a browser. And what is the prompt I'm asking from the user? Enter your name. So once I run the code, it's going to tell me something like enter your name. So let me just.
Sorry, I don't know how you got to this. It's very low, so I can't.
You don't know how I got to. What did you say? You don't know how I got to. Please, can you repeat what you said? Fumi, was that you? Okay, I think she's gone. I think it's Renita. So I've told my system, okay, I want to get the username of whatever user is coming to the site, which is true. So he says, enter your name. I've entered my name and I said, okay. But the funny thing here is I can't say this is where my name went to. Even though I would probably have it here. It says there in the console that it says Covenant Ifeoluwa. But there is no place where my name is stored. So I need to create a place to store the information I'm getting from my user. I hope you guys are getting me. Fumi, are you getting?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay, very, very good. So I've asked the user for an information, which is the user's name.
I'm back.
I've asked the user for an information, which is the user's name. But the problem now is there is no available storage to save that information. And that is where another keyword comes in. Now, if you go back to this website where I showed us a lot of keywords and identifiers from JavaScript, you see this particular part that says VAR, in which I specifically told us that VAR means variable. It means variable. So VAR is like, or variable is like a particular storage, a temporary storage where you can keep information that you've gotten from the user. For example, if I ask the user for the name of the user, I will just take the user's name and store it inside that variable, so that whenever I want to get something from the user's info, probably whenever I need the name of the user again, I don't need to go back to ask the user that what is your name. I've already stored it somewhere. So we can just take variable as a bucket. So that is where, and the name is probably water. So once you start drawing water from a well or you open a tap, you need a particular place to hold the water. So you can just pour the water inside the bucket. So that's what variable does in the website. So, and how do we use variable? You just need to type VAR, and then you give the variable a name. I'm going to talk about how to go about the rules of giving variables a name. So let me just say my name is the name of the variable. and then I'm going to say Samuel. And let's see what this one will happen. Will give to us. So let me run my code here. So yeah, it's saying something here. I can't really figure out what it's saying here. But now let me show us something from here. So I want us to ask the user for his or her name, and then we are going to store it inside that variable my name. So let me remove this and give the variable a name. Let me name it variable. Sorry. You guys can see my screen, sure. Yeah, so let me give it variable my name, and then I'm going to say it's equal to prompt. What is the prompt? I want to say enter your name. Now, once I run this code, let me click on this. Okay, I'm not on that particular web page. Let me go back to YouTube. Let me go back to YouTube. Now let me run the code one more time. Sorry, my system is moving a little bit slow. Let me cancel this. Okay, variable equals to prompt yeah. So let me run this code now. We're seeing another error here. Now let's see what it's saying here. Okay, now let's see what it's saying here. I hope you guys can hear me, because I don't think we have interactions at all.
Yes, we can hear you.
And can you see my screen?
Yes, I'm seeing your screen.
Okay, very good, very good. Now I love what is happening now. I'm trying to store whatever I have here in a particular variable. Now it's giving me this error. This would help us to understand that and help us to troubleshoot whatever is happening to our program. So now the first skill that I would like everybody to have as a programmer, and I think everybody to have as a programmer, is your ability to be able to detect what is happening to your code and find a solution to it. And then, I used to joke with my friends and ask them how programmers actually survive without, internet and all like that. You guys probably would have heard of Stack Overflow, and Google too. So you can ask anything from Google and all like that. And there's something I should have introduced to you guys before, and which is the Mozilla development. That's MDN. So that is a place where you can easily find different documentations for JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and it's just very, very good. So if you come straight to this part of JavaScript, you see a text out tutorial for JavaScript. You have JavaScript guide, you have the intermediate and the advanced part of it. So if you come here now, we can just search for anything we want to search for. Let me search for variable here. Okay, now it's showing us variable in CSS. But actually, what we want to look into is variable from in JavaScript. So you just need to understand how to navigate the problems you have in your code and all like that. So we are already in the JavaScript part. So you can just go through this site too. Is Mozilla developer.mozilla.org. So you can just go through the site and do and go through it and see a lot of things that different people have put together to be able to guide your steps throughout this world of JavaScript. Now let's see what is wrong with that code we are writing. So I just want to check. It says variables in JavaScript. Now let's see. So yeah, this is another site I believe would be able to help us in whatever we are doing. Now, before we even, sorry, I skipped something. Before we go into asking the user for their name and helping them to store it in a particular variable. Now, just like you've seen here, I told us before that variable is like a storage where you can keep whatever you get from the user or keep whatever you want to keep there. So, for example, this is what W3 School says about it. It says variables are containers for storing data, just like I said. And this is a very, very, very good example of what variables can do for you. So we have variable X here. So variable X is equals to 5. So which basically means that the system should create a container called X. So once the system creates a container called X, it should store 5 inside. And then we also have variable Y, which is equals to 6. So the system has created a container Y and stored 6 inside. So now, what is the computer supposed to do with this particular info? That is what is here. It says variable Z equals to X plus Y. So now if you come over to this place, let's name our variable A equals to, let's say 13, and I will say variable B equals to 20. So we can now say variable C is equals to variable A plus B. So what it's basically going to do is it is going to just calculate variable A and variable C, since we are just trying to add the two together. I hope we are getting what I'm trying to say. We are still going to move to prompt. I'm very sorry I skipped this. This is something we are supposed to look into before going to prompt. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Hello, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So just like I've said, that we can see variable is just like a container where you can store your data. So we've stored 13 inside variable A, we stored 20 inside variable B, and then we are trying to add the two together. And you can also come to W3 Schools and check a lot of things from here. You can even try it by yourself. Let's see what it is going to give us here. So now just neglect whatever you are seeing here. I just want us to focus on these 3 lines that are here. From variable X equals to 5, variable Y equals to 6, and variable Z equals to X plus Y. So I want us to just focus on this particular one. So now we've given variable X 5, variable Y 6. I can tweak it for the in whatever way I want to tweak it. Let me just change this one to A and B, and I'll change this one to C. So we'll now say variable C equals to A plus B. Now I want you to take note of this particular part. I'm going to change this variable A to 50 so that you guys can see the changes that is going to be affected. And note, don't worry yourself about the codes that are preceding this one. So we are going to talk about them later. But just look at these first 3 lines that are after this script. Variable A equals to 50. We've assigned variable B to 6. And then we are now trying to calculate variable C. and variable C is variable A plus B. Now, if I click run here, you see what is going to say. Hold on. So, okay, yeah, it's working here. So let me add 50 here. And now let's see what's going to give us from here. So now it says the value of Z is 56. So I'm coming. Let me change the letters just like I did before. So you say B, you say A. So C is it will be A plus B. This is just to show us how it works. Now, so for us to let me run this and show us something. You can see that it's not displaying anything, and that is because we've not told it what to display. The system, okay, it has calculated A plus B before, but it has just stored A plus B in C. Now we want it to display A plus B, so I can just add C here. I'm going to explain all this code means before. So now it says the value of Z is 56. You can change it to the value of C here. So you say the value of C is 56. So this is what basically what variable helps you to do. It helps you to store different data inside the container. So now let's move back to prompts, and I would like to still use this same W3 schools, and then let's look for prompts and let's see what they have for us on prompt. Now you see in this part that they wrote Windows prompts. Basically, the old name, or will I say the full name of prompt, is actually Windows prompt, but people just you say Windows.prompt, but it is, since you are going to type prompt and it's still going to say the same thing, many people just got used to using prompts alone without using Windows.prompt. I'm trying to see if they have something. Okay, this is a little bit more complex, but now let me use this one to explain what prompt actually will do for you. Now it says let text semicolon, and it says let favorite drink equals to prompt what's your favorite cocktail drink. So just like I said, prompt is for you to get an information from the user. So it is always more like a question. You can't use prompt just to display info to the user. For example, let me show us from the developer to here. For example, if I just want to tell someone that, okay, welcome to this website, I don't need to use prompts because we already have a keyword that can handle that, which is alert. So if I say prompt, I put this there and I say welcome to my website. Okay, let me try to go back to this part. Okay. Let me put my semicolon here. So if I run this code now, can you see what it brings? This is why prompt is not suitable to display an information to the user, because prompt will always want to give the user an opportunity to be able to type in an information. So the user will get confused, because when the user comes to your site and says welcome to my website and you see a place to type something and okay, will be confused. What am I supposed to type here? So this is why you also need to understand different keywords and the particular parts where they are suitable for us to use them. Okay, someone is trying to ask if we can use Python instead of JavaScript, or can we use the two together? So now let me explain this. There are two different programming languages. JavaScript is a programming language on its own, and Python is a programming language on its own, and they have different functions for the website. For example, we've explained that HTML and CSS, HTML is for the structure of the website, CSS is for the styling, JavaScript is to bring interactions to the website. But Python is a different programming language on its own. Python has different frameworks for us to use. For example, under JavaScript, we have different frameworks. We can use JavaScript to develop websites. We can use JavaScript to develop desktop apps. We can use JavaScript to develop mobile applications. We can use JavaScript for almost everything. And the same thing for Python. We have libraries that you can use for under Python for web development. We have libraries you can use for machine learning. We have libraries you can use for data science and all like that. So, for example, if what you're trying to achieve is to build a website, all you need to do is to find out the language that is suitable for you, what you want to do, number one, and then look at the one you can use best. So if it is Python you know how to use best, then you just need to look for a library that is under Python that you can use for the website. For example, you can use Django for the backend of a website. You can use Python and Django for the backend of a website. And Django is basically a framework under Python. So for the answer to that question, yes, you can use Python instead of JavaScript, but they are two different programming languages. They have different syntax and different rules, and then you can use them together. For example, you can use JavaScript for the front end part of the website and Python or Django, as the case may be, for the back end of your website. So that's basically the answer to that question. I hope Fumi got that too.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So we need to understand how different keyword was and how they are very, very useful to different prompts that we want for the user. So all I need us to do towards the next JavaScript class is to go through different variables, different keywords rather, for JavaScript. Just go through different keywords. You can just come to Google and search for JavaScript keywords. Yeah, just come to Google and search for JavaScript keywords, and then you see a lot of them. You see a lot of them and how to use them. So once you are with your system, or even if you are with your system right now, you can just start to look into these different keywords, because I can't go through all the keywords that we have in JavaScript. And in fact, if I'm trying to go through all the keywords in JavaScript, I will make a lot of errors, because we have a lot that you need to check the internet on how to use them. Even sometimes you have to check it how to use them basically every time you want to use them. But there are some that you don't need to check. For example, if you are trying to create a variable, it's something you would do use more than twice or 3 times in a year in JavaScript. And there are even some that I have not used before in my life. So I can't basically go through all the keywords. So you just need to go through the popular ones, try to see how they work. And I would like to even give us a take home for us to work with. So we've learned how to store data in a variable and all. So I just want us to do this particular thing at our time of lecture. So you can just go to whatever site you want to go to, inspect the site, move down to the snippet of the site, and then once you are there, you've created your own snippet and all like this, you can ask the user for his or her name, and then now display the name, saying hello, whatever the name is, whatever the name the person has entered. You say hello, whatever the name the person has entered, and then you would you say hello, whatever your name is, and then you say welcome to my website or something. So you can just, and I'm going to give us an hint to doing that. So the steps is you create a variable, you store the name inside the variable, and then you would print an alert. So the alert will just basically contain hello, whatever the name of the person is, and then welcome to my website. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Did you get what I said?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
we do. Yes.
Okay. So the take home is just you write a program to ask the user for his or her name, and then you now display the name, say with any particular text. I'm just using that hello, welcome to my website as a point of contact. You can use anything. You can say hello, Covenant, welcome to my website. I'm glad you are here. So you can just do something like that. So I think this one will push us to learning these things by ourselves. I think it will push us to learn these things by ourselves. So because actually it is almost impossible, let me not say it's impossible, it's almost impossible for us to learn JavaScript within this time frame. But for someone who is very, very, very serious and committed and loyal to the cause of learning this particular language, I believe you can do it. I believe you can do it. For this guy to be the founder of JavaScript to be able to write the first version of JavaScript in 10 days, I believe you can do amazing things and surprise me. So I just want us to take our time and, during your lecture, instead of going through TikTok and other social media, just take your time to read about JavaScript and what we've learned today. And please try the take home, and whatever problem you have, we are going to solve it in the next class. So I think this is basically where we would end today's class. So next week we'll be talking more about variables. We'll talk about the rules of naming variables. We'll talk about functions, and we'll talk about string concatenation. We'll talk about string concatenation. So thank you for joining today's class. I don't know if anybody has any question. Does anybody have any question? Fumi, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. So if there's anything you do not understand from what we've talked about today, please just do well to go to Google and try to search them out. Just do well to go to Google and try to search them out. So we'll see.
Okay, sir.
We'll see the next time. Very nice having you guys join the live.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye, sir.
Yeah. Bye-bye.